Basics of Architectural Roof Styles by Grant Quasbart. Start off here with the gambrel roof. This is a roof with two sides, each which has a shallower slope above a steeper one. Two slopes on each side. This design provides the advantages of a sloped roof while maximizing headroom inside the building's upper level. And as you can see on the right, I have a picture of the gambrel roof. This one was in particular a concession stand by my house that they just put in. It looks kind of like a barn, more or less. You'll see this more as a barn than you'll actually see as a house in Minnesota. All right, next here we have the parapet roof. Parapet is a barrier which is an extension of the wall, the edge of the roof, terrace, balcony, walkway, or other structure. The word comes ultimately from the Italian parapetto. This style also is designed to break down the wind to create more stability. And here on the right I have a picture of the parapet roof. The only problem here is it's a little bit higher than I am, or a little bit taller than I am, so I couldn't quite get to the roof. So I just took a picture and I'll describe it to you. So it's a little bit higher. It's on a hill too to break down the wind. So there's that. And then we have a dormer roof next. A dormer is a roof structure often containing a window that projects vertically beyond the plane of a pitched roof. Dormers are commonly used to increase the usable space in a loft and create window openings in a roof plane. When the structure appears on the spires of churches and cathedrals, it is usually referred to as a lucarne. And as you see here, this is a roof, not a church or a cathedral. So this one, they created two of them on top of the roof there, as you can see, and that is going to give them a little extra space. They toss some windows in there so they can see out of that for whatever living area they have in there too. Next, we have a Dutch hip roof. Dutch hip roof style is a combination of traditional hip and gable roof styles. The gable is this triangular portion which is spaced on the peak of the hip roof. Dutch hip roof design is both aesthetic and practical. This kind of roof design therefore works well with homes as well as barns, garages, and sheds. And for this picture here on the right, um, they use this as a house, and it's the very top peak on the right there, that little triangle shape with no roof. It's got the siding there. That is the Dutch hip right there. And then next we have the gable roof. This is a roof with two sloping sides and a gable at each end. Is generally a triangular portion of a wall between the edges of an intersecting roof pitch. The shape of the gable and how it is detailed depends on the structural system used, which reflects the climate, material availability, and the aesthetic concerns. And on this one, you can see here it on the right, the top, and then you got two little roofs there as well. Um, Very big house on that one. And then a clipped gable roof. A clipped gable roof, also known as a jerkin head roof, is a flattened version of a standard gable roof. Instead of rising to a point, a gable is climbed off and appears to slope downward. A clipped gable reduces wind force where it is at its greatest on a gable design. And on the right here, you can see that the two clipped gables are at the very top. The tree's kind of in the way, but as you can see, the two windows, and then right above that, there's the clipped gable, and then it has another one on the far left side of the house at the very top. Has another clipped gable right there. The next one, we have an eyebrow. The eyebrow dormer. This dormer style, like an eye peeking through the roof. These dormers are different from doghouse and shed dormers, and that the eyebrow dormer's roof is curved, sometimes gently, sometimes not. In this case, it was a very rounded eyebrow, as you can see there on the right. Um, I like this one, probably my favorite style right there so far. Then we have a flat roof. This one, I used a bigger building. I couldn't find any flat roofs in my location, so I just picked up a big building there. It's not a house, but it's more of a commercial style there. So this is the slope of the roof is properly known as its pitch and flat roof have up to approximately 10 degrees. The flat roof are an ancient form mostly used in an arid climate and allow the roof space to be used as a living space or a living roof. These roofs are more commonly used in warmer climates and are made of concrete block. Now, again, this isn't a residential house, it's more commercial building, but if you go more in Minneapolis area, they do have bars on their roofs for living spaces, and then they just try to make a business off of it too, which is pretty neat in Minneapolis. So a crow step gable is a stair step type of design at the top of a triangular gable end of a building. The type of the parapet wall projects above the roof line, and the top of the brick or stone wall is stacked in a step pattern above the roof, as a decoration and as a convenient way to finish the brick course. And as you can see here on the right, the crow step gable is at the very top of the building there, right in front of the entrance. And then we have the hip roof, a roof with the ends inclined as well as the sides. Um, A hip roof has no gables or other vertical sides to the roof. A hip roof on a rectangular plan has four faces. They are almost always at the same pitch or slope, which makes them symmetrically above the center lines. Hip roofs are more difficult to construct than a gable roof. It's kind of surprising, you might think, because it's such a simple, plain looking roof, but you know, it is how it is. A frame, an A frame, my bad, is a roof that is shaped like a capital A, is basically structure designed to bear a load in a lightweight, economical manner. The simplest form of an A frame is two similarly sized beams arranged in a 45-degree angle or less attached at the top. Pictures of an This is a picture of a half of an A-frame. I couldn't find a full A-frame, so I figured this will have to do. And next here we have a monitor roof. This is an architecture, is a raised structure running along the ridge of a bubble pitched roof with its own roof running parallel with the main roof. This long sides of a monitor usually contains celestial windows or louvers to light ventilate the area under the roof. And as you can see there, it's the four windows up above on the right, four windows, and then that roof above those four windows is the monitor roof. And then next here we have the mansard roof, a roof that has four sloped sides, each of which becomes steeper halfway down. The steep roof with windows creates an additional floor of habitable space and reduces the overall height of the roof for a given number of habitable stories. And this was actually my neighbor's house that I took a picture of. And as you can see, the roof actually goes down halfway down the building or the house there. So instead of putting siding in, they just stretch the roof all the way down. And my references, all my pictures were found on Summit Avenue in St. Paul, Minnesota, except for that one last one was my neighbors down by Coon Lake.